Well, hello and welcome and welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me on this very special edition of Un Poco Mas. My name is DannyDealz, and for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen, we'd like to say welcome and hello to Un Poco Mas on a beautiful Monday, November 13, 2023. I know many of you guys know me as a Sofi, blowhard, a mega bull, permabull. But today I'm talking to you about a tiny micro mini nothing cap penny stock called Tenax Therapeutics, ticker symbol TENX. I mean, this stock, guys, they have two drugs. Um, that are phase 3 ready, okay, in the hypertension space. One is called Aminatib. That was Dr. Rich's drug over at Precision Med. They merged with Tenax a few years back, brought that drug in. The other drug is called Levosamendan, which Tenax had acquired the rights kind of roundabout for North America from Orion Corporation, which is a European pharma company. This is a drug for a specific type of heart failure called HPEF. I won't try to go into the science because I don't really understand it all, but this one is trading up 250% today, pushed all the way up to 70 cents, and is now pulling back to about the 55-cent area. Um, my theory is this has a ton of upside left in it. And I'll tell you just a few reasons why. The market cap was just down under 4 million bucks. I mean, this thing was just trading at 15 cents. Um, so this increase of 40 cents today has been remarkable, and it was just up 55 cents a little bit earlier, but the market cap of 15 million, guys, is absurd. Huge news today. FDA agreed IND for the two P3. There's two P3s necessary. One 6 months, one is a year. But importantly, guys, they announced that basically they do not need to do a long-term study, which is going to slow the hello, JRP. Can you guys hear me? I don't know what's going on. There's nobody on this live stream. Um, in any case, guys, probably just nobody knows about this stock. Nobody's interested in this stock. But this is one I've been in for a while. I actually set the floor on this one when they were pushing it down after the offering. I set the floor at 30 cents, put in a 100,000 share limit order, and kind of stopped the fall there. And then I was buying a lot recently at 19 cents, and I bought a lot more at like 16 cents. And I think people, are used to a pump and dump on this stock, but this is not going to be a pump and dump, guys. I mean, there are no alternative treatments, FDA approved treatments for HPEF. There is nothing in the pipeline. This is a quality of life issue. These patients actually see improvement on the 6-minute walking test. This has already been shown. The FDA has agreed to everything they wanted as far as this P3. The FDA has basically said, here is this P3 on a silver platter. Get this thing done so we can meet the unmet needs of these patients. And, Tenax is just in an incredible position with this asset. They already have patents granted, not only on the IV, but now on their oral formulation. So this is a pill now, guys. Orion was selling like 200 million euros to, just half of like Southern and Eastern Europe as an IV for the same indication for like the last 25 years, but their patents just ran out. I mean, guys, this is a gold mine. Um, the FDA, Dr. Stuart Rich, who was the head of Precision Medical, is now chief medical officer with Tenax. He was on the FDA advisory committee that approves these very drugs for years. His name in this space is just absolute gold. I mean, he's one of the OGs, for lack of a better term, of this hypertension drug space. He was with the FDA. He's basically engineered this FDA trial to be as quick and easy and as cheap as humanly possible. So let's just take a look at this article. November 13, 2023, it's Tenax stock jumps after FDA greenlight studies for a hypertension candidate. And I'm just keeping a careful eye on the price action, guys, for any massive spikes if I want to sell a few shares. I sold a few at like 68 cents, just taking a little bit of profit, pulling back out. I put an awful lot of money into this stock, but obviously I'm quite glad I did at this point because if you look at the offering, what happened, just a brief history lesson. The company's completely out of money. They have these two drugs. Zacks does an analysis, says each drug is worth easily $300 million. Okay, but they do a strategic alternative. They can't get any buyers. Roth is running this. So Roth basically engineers an offering that gives away most of the company for like $15-16 million. Just a horrible offering. But they pay around, roughly 72 cents a share when you calculate everything in for the cashless exercise of the warrants. A lot of people are like, oh, it's $2 a share. But remember, they got, 1.5 to 2 free shares, basically cashless exercise. So most all of the warrants have been exercised, all of the overheads out of the way. The company does not have hardly any debt, so there's really no problem there. And now they're sitting on this gold mine named lavassamendin because there are no FDA-approved treatments for HPEF, and they have this thing locked up. They're given an endpoint that is extremely favorable. They're allowed to use their oral formulation. The FDA has dispensed with basically every obstacle in their way. Let's take a look, guys. Tenax Therapeutics jumped 120%. We know we're way past that now. FDA cleared the investigational new drug application for its pulmonary hypertension drug candidate. This allows the drug maker to proceed with the first 2 phase 3 studies planned for TNX 103 of oral lavassamendin for the treatment of pulmonary hypertension with heart failure, preserved ejection fraction. I used to always say PH, but somebody told me to just say HPEF, somebody with a little more brains than me. TENX is set to start its level study TNX 103 this quarter, guys. That's imminent. They already have 2/3 of the sites selected. They are outsourcing this, their CRO partner. So basically, this is ready to go. This is going to be extremely fast. CEO Chris said, importantly, this is so critical. This sentence. TENX will not be required to conduct a long-term cardiovascular outcomes trial, which should significantly reduce our costs and time to registration for TNX 103. That's it, guys. That's the mic drop moment. Welcome and hello, guys. Welcome and hello. I know there's very few people watching. I know you guys are used to me blahing about Sofi all the time, and Sofi is doing pretty well today. Pushed back up over $7. Last time I was watching, it was like 2% up on pretty good volume. So Sofi is looking very good. I have absolutely, the thing about Sofi is I don't even worry about Sofi because it's doing so well. Management's so good. The shorts and short-term turds can do whatever they want. It's just like 10x. 10x, there's so much merit in these drugs, but because they didn't have any money, they were in a vulnerable position. The market just took advantage, and it took advantage of retail, pushed retail all the way down to 15 cents, washed them all out. And now the market makers are back in charge of the stock, and they're back pushing the stock back up. And of course, we checked back. If you see up to 70 cents there at like 225, and then over the last hour, stock has come down and to the right, just consolidating, people taking profits, but the stock is still up 277% or 43 cents on the day. The chart is not extremely useful because it's just been such a shit show. But if you look just a year back, back in April, or back in November of 2022, the stock was over $3. And then if you just look back to, 2021, the stock was $54, and quite frankly, the company is in a far stronger position than they were when the stock was $54. They don't have all these question marks. Basically, the questions have all been answered. The only answer now is it a buyout or is it a partner? Because there's so many companies that this makes sense for that are in the hypertension space, and the investment is so low for what you have. You have patent protection for almost the next 20 years on a drug where you have no competition and a completely captive market that absolutely needs this and will absolutely be clamoring for it. This is the quality of your life when you have this type of heart failure, TNX 103 can allow you to walk more. It could allow you to spend time with your grandkids, to pick them up, to go to a baseball game, maybe to go to Disneyland or an amusement park with your great grandkids. I mean, this drug has absolutely no competition, no alternatives, and it's already been used for this indication as an IV in Europe and other places around the world for the last like 25, 30 years. So that's why I think the FDA is not really that concerned about the safety of it because, the long-term cardio study, because they have so much data on it and so much history that basically if they can say, hey, 10x, prove to us that this improves people's quality of life by way of the 6-minute walking test, and we are going to approve this drug. That's basically the writings on the wall. That's what they're saying, guys. So, to that end, what's the drug worth? I mean, you're talking about a company that the market cap was just 4 million. Now after today, it's like 15 million. The hedge funds that bought this horrible offering paid 72 cents, which, was an absolute joke. Like I said, Zach said each drug was worth about $300 million, middle of last year. I think Lavosamendin has to be worth $1 billion at this point. I mean, again, you have a layup P3 trial, you have a drug with no alternatives that's going to sell minimum several $100 million per year right out of the gate. And I think the oral formulation will make adoption much wider, much easier. You're going to end up selling this oral formulation in Europe. You're going to end up selling it in Asia. You're going to end up selling it all over the place. So I think, I know people will go, that's completely insane to say this company's worth $1 billion, but even if you say, okay, it's going to sell $200 million a year, you put a 3 times forward multiple on that at FDA approval, you're looking at $600 million. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm just doing math. Don't shoot the messenger. But this drug is worth a ton of money, and this market cap has become disconnected from the value of the assets this company owns. Yes, I rested up, not a lurker. How's it going, guys? Go Sofi. Welcome and hello. Hardest working man on YouTube. Indeed, I am the fat white James Brown of YouTube. Thank you for that endorsement. Hello, JRP7819. Hello, Beach Boy. Hello, and welcome to you as well. I can hear you. Thank you. JRP was the only one here for a while. I appreciate you joining me. Again, stock is sort of paused, consolidating, and I think is going to go way back up. It has to at least pass $1, guys. I mean, this is just absolutely absurd. You with this market cap, you'd think the company was like buried in debt, but they're not. I mean, I don't know if I have it here, but let's see if Yahoo will let me pull this thing. Ah, shit. I hate Yahoo. Sorry for the profanity. Oh, beg 1,000 pardons. So you're talking about like the last time they reported, there should be one more quarter here. I can look back, but they burned almost nothing last quarter, guys. Their spending is totally under control. 345. I think they have less than like that's $345,000 in debt, and they have 13 million in cash. So this is a no-brainer, guys. The market cap was just a quarter of the cash. It's yeah, Tommy Dimes, SoFi, you're gonna get that $20. Just give it a little bit of time. You'll probably get there maybe late next year, early 2025. But SoFi is absolutely nails. So don't worry at all about SoFi. But guys, today I'm sorry to all my SoFi people who are looking at me to blah blah about that stock, but SoFi is well taken care of. It's having a good day. But Tenax Therapeutics, this has been one of the penny stocks I have been hawking and telling you guys. It is just absurdly undervalued, anywhere from 30 cents on down. Of course, I was buying even some shares like $1. This is what I do with penny stocks, guys. I buy a small tracking position and I just watch for the good ones I like to crash down way, way low for no reason, and then I buy them up. So that's what I do with penny stocks. I don't have a tremendous amount of my portfolio in penny stocks. I'm not a psychotic idiot, but I do like to play them, and I find some incredible values in there. So that's basically what's going on with 10x Thera. Where do I think this one's going to go? I mean, of course they can short it back down. Anything can happen, but for my money to even have a rational discussion, this market cap has to be over $100 million. I mean, Orion was selling more than that already per year on an IV indication, not even in Northern Europe. They didn't have Germany, they didn't have France, they didn't have Great Britain. I mean, I don't even think they had like Spain and Portugal. They had, Poland, Czech Republic, Baltic states, Scandinavia. And I mean, this thing was selling very well because, again, it works and there are no alternatives. So, I mean, if you want to sell at 60, sell at 60. I can't blame anybody for jumping out on a day with a 300% profit. I know there's a lot of day turders and swing turders out there. But for my money, this thing hasn't even gotten started. I mean, we're still below where the hedge funds just stole this company at the offering price, around 72 cents. And for them to make real money, I know they washed out retail and bought shares lower, but for them to make real money, they have to push this thing well up over $1. And I think the stock's worth $7 all day. So I know, again, that sounds nuts and it's like 12 times, but I'm just looking at the actual value of the assets. And, with these penny stocks, these hedge funds can do crazy, crazy things to the share price. There's no institutions in it. And the way I look at the chart, guys, there is absolutely no resistance to the upside, at least until we hit that $3.02 mark. Like, there's just, I mean, we just crushed through the 50-day and also, I believe, the 200-day moving average because I mean, this stock's been held down below 50 cents basically since March. I mean, since that offering, it's just crashed and gone sideways and crashed some more. So the hedge funds have had their fun. Now it's my turn to, bask in the glory of my, penny stock stupidity. Because when I saw this thing go down below 20 cents, I was like, okay, I mean, how can you, if they just, it's less than a fifth of the cash, guys, with no debt. It doesn't make any sense. They have two P3 trials that they can tee up. This is just the first one. Aminatib is a good drug as well. Aminatib is also worth $200 to $300 million. So they have two drugs that have favorable P3s ready to go. I mean, Aminatib was just, they did an oral formulation on that one. It's an existing drug. Basically, they were having some gastric issues, so they had to reformulate. But that drug works too, guys. That drug is very valuable too. Um, Thank you, JRP. I appreciate it. Guys, I have a very simple, logical way I approach things. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm looking at the markets. I'm looking at what things are worth. I'm looking at what these drugs actually do and the fact that they are going to be game changers for people's quality of life who have this specific type of heart failure. And then I say, how can we make money on it? We have patents through 2040 with nothing else in the pipeline and no alternatives. And we're at a market cap still of $15 when the stock just 3x today. Hello? Jazz hands. What the hell is going on here, guys? So I think this stock has tremendous upside. Yes, it will probably pull back a little bit over the short term because, again, P3s are expensive. They do take time. They still need a partner. They still need a buyout. But guys, if somebody buys out this company, it should be $7 minimum. And even at a fire sale, $5. So you'd still be looking at somewhere 8 to 12x. If you look at what Lavasa Menden will sell, probably year one, 100 million, year two, 300 million. I just think they're going to roll this thing out by, I think it was the article said by 2025, they're going to have 2 million patients a year that, have this specific type of heart failure just in the United States. Just in the United States, guys. So they'll be reaching, they should be reaching 1 million patients. And if you don't think this medication is going to cost a few $100, you're insane. Probably more like thousands. So this company could be easily generating 500 million, $1 billion within, 5 years after approval. You're talking about a drug that's worth billions of dollars over time. And this company is worth 15 million right now market cap after 3xing today. It's absolute madness. Would I buy here? Would I wait for a pullback? I can't really help you there because I was buying the shit out of it under 20 cents. And, that's the way it is, guys. So, guys, I'm going to get out of this Tenax Therapeutics, ticker symbol TENX. If you want to check it out, check it out. I know most of you guys just know me from Sofi, and I totally, respect that. And if you have any fucking brains in your head, you just don't buy these penny stocks. But guys, I like to gamble. I like to rush. I'm a Texas Hold'em player. I'm a gambler from way back. I've been, people have, a little bit of, it's just in my blood, guys. I don't go to the casinos anymore, and I don't like to throw away money. And the only gamble to me is what is the market going to do with the stock? Because I do so much research into the fundamentals, into the science, into the drugs. Again, I'm not a scientist. People think I'm a big idiot because I can't pronounce some of the words, but I can certainly study the numbers, and the numbers on this are very, very good. So I wouldn't sell this anywhere below $1. If my pants were on fire, if my hair was on fire, I still wouldn't sell it under $1. I did just sell a few shares at 68 cents because I just had way, 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 way too many shares. And I need to get out of a few of them. But thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. I think you're going to do well. I don't think it maybe won't happen today. I think it will happen today, frankly, because I think people are just seeing what's going on here. But I think this is an easily a $7 stock on FDA approval. And I think FDA approval can happen now within 2 years. And it is highly, highly likely. Again, Dr. Rich, who's the medical director for Tenax Therapeutics, was on the FDA advisory committee for years that approved these very drugs. If you can't see a more insider setup deal than that, I'm just going to slap you across the head with a wet noodle because you are brain dead, folks. Guys, it's ticker symbol TENX, 10X Therapeutics. I have so many shares. I am just, I'm euphoric today, guys. I just bought a ton more at like 16 cents. So I just had to sell a few of those, just kind of get a little bit of my money back out of the stock. I'll redeploy that probably back into some Sofi, maybe a little bit of new, maybe a little bit of PayPal, but probably mostly Sofi because that's what I buy most of the time whenever I have some free money. But this just, cash out a few bucks, free up a little capital. But I'm going to ride the rest of my position. Like I said, I think this is going to push up to at least $1. And once the FDA trial gets going, I think we'll be back above $3. And upon FDA approval, 7, 10, 20. The sky's the limit. Remember, with no FDA approval, just hype, this was $60 just back in 2021. So that would be 1,000 times increase just from here, and it just 3x today. So that would be 3,000 times increase from where it was on Friday. It sounds crazy, guys, but that's the deal with penny stocks. You lose all your money, you make a lot of money. It happens very, very quickly. So hold on to them hats and glasses. Shanus 8987. Yeah, it's Shanus. I don't want to say how many shares I had because it's a little bit embarrassing, and I have family and friends too, and they already all owe me money, so I don't want to you know, I don't want to go there, but yeah, I did very, very well today. So I'm very happy, and it wasn't luck, guys. I watch hundreds of penny stocks, and I do a lot of research into them, and I don't sleep because I'm on the grind all the time. When those guys on YouTube said when they sleep we eat, they're just full of shit because they don't actually do any research and they don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about. But I've been on this ride once or twice before. I've made and lost money on hundreds, if not thousands, of penny stocks. So I sort of understand how these things behave over decades a little bit better than a lot of people might think, especially in the small bio space. Yeah, I should have bought. Well, Shanus, I mean, God, who wanted to buy this turd? I mean, everybody think they're going to go bankrupt, but I'm just looking at the drugs and look at the drugs. If you didn't look at the content, if you didn't look at the assets, you wouldn't buy. You wouldn't buy the chart. You wouldn't buy the cash position. You wouldn't buy anything because it looked like a big turd. But they dressed it up as a turd. This was a golden nugget. This was a gold nugget, and they put a turd suit on it on purpose so they could get the whole goddamn company for free. But that's just doesn't work with me because I'm too stubborn and stupid to dump at the bottom. Sometimes you really should because the company's a massive turd. But this company, like I said, was a turd in wolf's clothing, or a sheep dressed as a turd, or a golden nugget dressed as a sheep being attacked by a turd dressed as a wolf, I believe. Anyway, guys, let me regroup, do some work. I've got to jump on a couple of plumbing jobs. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yep, that's the way it goes, manager. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Famous last words. Oh, the one that got away. Oh, I had it. You'd be like those guys in like Glengarry, Glen Ross, like Ravadan Patel. It's like some guys, sometimes it's not what it is, it's what do you do with it. It's your conviction level. And sometimes my conviction level and my stubbornness gets me in trouble and leads to huge losses. And today it's led to massive, massive gains for old DannyDealz. So hope you guys have a great day. I will talk at you real soon. I'm going to regroup and get on a Sofi live because I know you guys want to hear about Sofi. Not financial advice, you freaking turds, but buy Sofi. Manager, I had a few 100,000 shares. You guys have a great day. It's un poco mas. My name's DannyDealz. I'll be with you back real soon on a Sofi live. Hang in there.